welcome to the summer installment of The Element on the Fly. Did you miss us? Because we missed you guys.
We're back.
We know it's been a while since you've seen us, but just because we haven't been around doesn't mean there hasn't been a lot going on in and around Honda Center.
Yeah, well, we've been around, just not around in front of the camera, right?
Yeah, true.
Well, and as she mentioned, a lot going on inside that building. New Kids on the Block, Backstreet Boys were in town. Two of her favorites. Powerhouse also here, and a big hockey tournament down the street. But before we get into all that, it's time for a #1 story off the top.
Anaheim Ice was the site of the annual Power Player tryouts. The building was full of aspiring Anaheim Ducks Ice girls hoping to be one of the final 14 selected, after they had the chance to demonstrate their on-ice skills. Just 25 girls were invited back for an interview session.
I absolutely love the sport. I love the sport. I love the girls in it. And I just love being here with everyone and having a good time.
The final squad will be announced at the end of July.
But first, here are some of your favorite stories trending now in the Element.
Powerhouse 2011 made its return to Honda Center and featured a massive lineup. Everyone from West Coast icons Ice Cube and DJ Quick to up-and-comers like Jeremiah and Man took the stage.
You know what's good? I've been to so many different Powerhouse concerts. It's such a beautiful crowd. People are out there having a great time, man. We got a melting pot of people, and you can tell people wanted this, they're happy. You know what I'm saying? You get out there and it's a great spirit out there, so I'm enjoying it.
It was the return of the boy band when New Kids on the Block and Backstreet Boys invaded Honda Center. With over 200 million albums sold between both bands and smash hit after smash hit, thousands of fans packed the arena ready to sing their favorite songs.
Tell me why it ain't nothing but a heartache. Oh, 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 the right stuff.
Attention all Gandalf and Frodo fans, The Lord of the Rings in concert, The Fellowship of the Ring, comes to Honda Center October 15th. We recently stopped by a DVD release party in Hollywood, and it's obvious fans are still crazy for Lord of the Rings.
I've been a huge Lord of the Rings fan for a very long time, so I jumped at the chance to be able to create something unique. I love this costume, and I put a lot of effort into it, but I know it's a little bit out there.
Roller hockey is alive and well in Southern California, and for the second straight year, the Inline Hockey Junior Olympics presented by Reebok was held at the Rinks Huntington Beach Inline. Over 250 teams from 8 different countries competed over the 11-day event.
The one thing I like the most this year is obviously we've gone up in teams. The tournament's grown from last year to this year. So we got some new flavor and we got some of the old teams back, so it makes it for a successful event.
Now it's time to find out what events are on their way to Honda Center in the HC First Look.
Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey present the most electrifying circus experience ever at the all-new show, Fully Charged. Shows run from July the 27th to August 7th. Go to HondaCenter.com for ticket information.
Sade's first global tour in 10 years comes to Honda Center on August 30th and August 31st. Sade will be joined on tour by fellow Grammy winner John Legend.
The insanely popular comedian Daniel Tosh brings his new 2011 comedy tour, Tosh Tour on Ice, to the theater at Honda Center on August 21st.
Celebrating 10 years of bringing the hottest acts in music across the country, American Honda Motor Company Incorporation is proud to present the 2011 Honda Civic Tour, featuring Blink-182 and My Chemical Romance. The tour stops at Honda Center on Saturday, October 1st.
And as we mentioned earlier, you don't want to miss The Lord of the Rings in concert, The Fellowship of the Ring. The experience comes to Honda Center October 15th.
Well, as summer gets shorter, that means Ducks hockey season is getting closer. Now, there's been a lot of activity over the last few months, so let's go to Kent, who will get us all caught up in the latest edition of the Ducks Report on the Fly.
During the 2010-2011 season, Corey Perry had a year to remember. He scored an NHL-high 50 goals, the most by a Duck since Teemu Selanne scored 52 during the 97-98 season. His 98 points were the most in franchise history since Teemu scored 107, also during the 97-98 season. On June 22nd at the NHL Awards Show at the Palms, Las Vegas, Perry was recognized and rewarded for his efforts by winning the Maurice Rocket Richard Trophy for leading the league in scoring and the Hart Memorial Trophy for being named the NHL's most valuable player.
Coming here, you didn't know what to expect, and all of a sudden you hear your name called, and it's a big shock, but it was very exciting.
The 2011 NHL entry draft took place on June 24th and 25th in Minnesota. The Ducks started day one with the 22nd overall pick, but traded down for the 30th pick in the first round and 39th pick in the second. With their first selection, Anaheim chose 18-year-old Rickard Rakell. The 6-foot, 191-pound Swedish winger was the youngest to compete for Team Sweden at the 2011 World Junior Championships, recording 3 assists and helping his country finish 4th. On day 2, the Ducks selected goaltender John Gibson. The 6'3", 205-pound netminder helped lead the United States national team's under-18 club to an undefeated 6-0 mark on its way to capturing the title. The Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania native is slated to attend Michigan this fall.
Main goal is to get drafted to a good organization. I mean, obviously out here in California, a nice place to be and great organization. Can't really ask for much better than that.
The Ducks selected a total of 7 players over the 2-day draft, and all were on hand at Anaheim Ice, along with other top players in the Ducks organization, for the annual prospect conditioning camp. 2 players that continue to impress were 2 of the Ducks' top picks from last year's draft, Emerson Edom and Devontae Smith-Pelly.
I'm going to bring my A game. It's right when I step on that ice, from training camp on, I'm just going to be working as hard as I can, moving my feet and shooting the puck as hard as I can, and see what happens.
I feel like, I feel like I'm kind of ready. I mean, I don't want to say too much. I feel like I'm going to go home and I'm going to work as hard as I can to come back into camp and, impress as much as I can, and hopefully, I can stick around and, having a guy like you said, Emerson, I think we're going to be pushing each other to see who can kind of make the jump, and it's nice to have a healthy competition like that.
July 1st brought the NHL free agent frenzy, and Ducks GM Bob Murray was busy making deals but didn't make too many headlines. Some of the more notable moves: he traded away defenseman Andy Sutton to Edmonton for D-man Curtis Foster. He signed free agent left winger Jean-Francois Jacques and goaltender Jeff Delorier to 1- and 2-year contracts respectively. Nick Bonino and Dan Sexton were re-signed, but the biggest move came when Murray traded away a second-round pick in 2013 for Andrew Cogliano. The 24-year-old center was the 25th overall pick by the Edmonton Oilers in the 2005 NHL entry draft and has not missed a game since he made his NHL debut with the Oilers 4 seasons ago, scoring 146 points over that span. He's fast, has the ability to score and kill penalties. Bob Murray is hoping he can solidify the center position on the third line, and as a result, signed him to a 3-year deal. There were a few familiar faces who weren't re-signed: Andreas Lilia and Kyle Chipchura, and a popular veteran who decided to hang up the skates for good. Todd Marchand played 18 years in the National Hockey League, the last 6 for Anaheim, where he won a Stanley Cup in 2007. He has finally decided to call it a career after playing in 1,195 career games, collecting 498 points. Marchand will remain with the Ducks, but move to the front office as a new director of player development. And don't forget, Ducks fans, the team starts the 2011-2012 campaign overseas. Anaheim opens the season against the Buffalo Sabres in Helsinki, Finland on October the 7th. The very next day, the team travels to Stockholm, Sweden to face off against the New York Rangers. For the Ducks Report, I'm Kent French.
Well, that's going to do it for this edition of The Element on the Fly. If you need more information on our show or the Ducks or Honda Center, just log on to Facebook and like our page. And I promise next time there won't be such a huge gap between episodes. It's just we've been so busy decorating our shelves, right?
Yes, a lot of hardware this summer, folks, believe it or not. This particular show won a People's Telly Award. Thank you to everyone who voted. The crew behind the scenes won 3 more Tellys. So congrats to them, and maybe the biggest award, Skylar, of the entire summer. It was at the IDEA Conference in Kansas City. It's called the Golden Matrix Award. They picked up an award for Best Special Occasion Video. And for all of you that don't really know what the IDEA Award is, it's kind of like the Academy Awards in our industry. So the boys won an Oscar. Congratulations.
Well, that's going to do it, guys. I'm Skylar.
And I'm Kent.
We'll see you next time on The Fly.